Hello, welcome back to MLive Studios. I'm David Mayo, MLive Pistons beat writer, talking today about the Detroit Pistons shooting guards as they begin 2015-16 training camp on Tuesday, September 29th. If you ask Stan Van Gundy, the Pistons president of basketball operations and head coach, the most important improvement they can make year to year over last season is internally, not via the players who they picked up in free agency and trades in the offseason. And this position, shooting guard, is just ripe for improvement with Caldwell-Pope as the starter and Meeks coming off the bench. Really both positioned for a big jump in productivity. KCP made a good rookie to sophomore jump. He started 82 games, handled the minutes increase well. He carried his productivity over the increased minutes. Didn't shoot the ball quite well enough, but the Pistons are looking for another jump from him on both ends of the floor this year. Meeks was the big free agent signing last year. He also didn't shoot the ball well enough, and that's a problem because it's his specialty. However, he was injured in October, missed most of training camp, missed the first 22 games of the season. When he came back, he also shot the ball well late in the year. He made 9 3-pointers in one game at Orlando last season. He showed the Pistons some of what he can do. Now they expect that with good health and a full training camp and a full season, and not trying to catch up after missing a quarter of the season like he did last year, that Meeks will have a much better second season. Both guys need to be better at what they do well. Meeks shooting less than 35% on three-pointers is something that you would expect to improve for just the reasons cited. But Caldwell-Pope also 109 defensive rating, 109 points per 100 possessions with him on the floor. That's not good enough either. Meeks as a shooting ace, Caldwell-Pope as a defensive stopper. Those have to be real things, not theories, for this team to move forward the way they want to with a high productivity perimeter shooting offense built around a pick and roll point guard with and center with Reggie Jackson and Andre Drummond, and with shooters at the 3 and 4 spots. The Pistons need these guys to shoot 37% collectively on three-pointers. I think they can do all those things. I think they can get better defensively. I think Caldwell-Pope, Meeks can make shots. Caldwell-Pope gets better defensively. I think Meeks continues to make up for some of his natural on-ball defensive shortcomings with his quick hands, and he does have high-volume steals for the minutes that he plays. So I think they can improve at the spot, and if that happens, if Meeks does make shots, imagine the hodgepodge. The Pistons are already thinking about Reggie Jackson and Brandon Jennings eventually playing together someday if they can, once Brandon gets healthy. But even if they don't do that, the Pistons potentially could play Reggie Jackson down a position to 2 guard with either Steve Blake or Spencer Dinwiddie in certain circumstances. Maybe this year they might try that. Beyond that, if Meeks is making shots, Caldwell-Pope could play some 3 spot with Stanley Johnson potentially shifting down to the 2 spot at different times, with Darren Hilliard potentially shifting down to the 2 spot at different times, where he played at Villanova, with Marcus Morris potentially going up to the 4 spot at different times to give some minutes of rest or foul trouble or whatever the case may be, with Ersan Ilyasova and Anthony Tolliver at the 4 spot. So Meeks making shots creates a chain reaction, perhaps, where the Pistons can play this positionless hybrid basketball that they have to do to be successful. I don't know if they're going to be good, but they're going to have a lot of ways to be bad. And one of the things they have to have is these guys being kind of this from the 2-3-4 position. They need to have the flexibility for Van Gundy to put a lot of different lineups on the floor, and one of the ways you do it is by having a markedly improved productivity at shooting guard. So just to remember, they're trying to break a 6-year playoff string. To remind you what it's all about, old school.